Hello everyone, and welcome to part 2 of this Winsor Newton swatching series. In today's video we'll be taking a look at the reds and violets. So first up is cadmium scarlet, and this is made from PR108. I'm a big fan of cadmium scarlet, cadmium red light. And this one looks pretty good to me. Saying that, I do find most brands of cadmiums are pretty good. Next we have cadmium free scarlet, and this one has no pigment information, as Winsor Newton likes to keep the cadmium free recipe secret. It is a nice paint though. Then we have Scarlet Lake, and this is made from PR188. Yeah, another good scarlet if you prefer not to pay cadmium prices. And next is cadmium red, and this is another PR108. Yeah, again, it's a very good cadmium. I'm starting to think I might have used a bit too much water painting out these swatches. I might have to go over them again, they seem a bit weak. Okay, next is cadmium free red, which again has no pigment info. I do think these cadmium free paints are quite nice, but yeah, just like the yellows, I think I prefer the cadmiums. And next we have cadmium red deep, which is another PR108. Yeah, another very nice cadmium. Next is cadmium free red deep. Yeah, another nice paint, but it's much more orange than the cadmium red deep before it. Okay, final paint on the top row is Winsor red, and it's made from PR254. I don't really use PR254. In fact, I don't use many non-earth reds in general, but I think PR254 seems to be pretty consistently good across most brands I've tried. What do you think of it? Is it a red you use very often? Okay, that's the end of the top row. I think I'm going to paint over the first few swatches to show the mass tone a bit better. Okay, now onto the second row with Rose D'Or, made from PV19 and PY97. This paint seems pretty weak to me, plus there's not much paint on the dot card. So yeah, not too impressive, this swatch. And next is quinacridone red, and this is made from PR209. Again, the dot on the dot card is pretty small, so this probably doesn't show the paint at its best, but hopefully you can still get a good idea of the colour though. And next is Winsor red deep, and this is PR264. Again, this is a pigment that I find to be pretty consistent from brand to brand, and yeah, this one looks good. Next we have Permanent Alizarin Crimson, made from PR206. I don't think this paint matches the real PR83 pigment all that well, but it's an excellent colour anyway, and it does the job just fine. And next we have the real alizarin crimson, which is PR83. I always like this pigment whenever I swatch it out, but of course it's well known to be fugitive and it's going to fade over time when you expose it to sunlight. And next we have permanent carmine, and this is made from PV19. I quite like all of Winsor Newton's cool reds so far. Yeah, and this one's really nice. Next is permanent rose, which is another PV19. Again, it's a beautiful paint. There wasn't a whole lot of it on the dot card though, unfortunately. And the final paint on the second row is Rose Madder Genuine, made from NR9. Yeah, I'm not really a fan of this paint. It's weak and it's fugitive, so it's going to fade over time when exposed to sunlight. I guess it's pretty interesting that Winsor and Newton still have it in their range. I guess it's a good thing that people can use it and experience the real, genuine pigment if they want to. Okay, now onto the third row with Opera Rose, made from PR122 and I'd imagine a fluorescent dye of some sort. Yeah, I think this is really nice opera. It's bright and clean, just as it should be. And just like the other operas, it's not light fast. And next we have quinacridone magenta, and it's made from PR122. Yeah, this looks like a nice strong PR122. I quite like it. And next we have permanent magenta, and this is another PV19. Yeah, this one's much more violet than the PR122 before it. It's very beautiful though. And then we have cobalt violet, and it's made from PV14. I was a bit worried that there wouldn't be enough pigment on the dot card for this swatch, but yeah, I think it came out okay. You can see the colour. And next is permanent mauve, which is PV16. So PV16 is usually called manganese violet. Yeah, this is nice, granulating violet. I quite like it. Next is quinacridone violet, and it's made from PV55. Yeah, another nice violet. It's quite different from Daniel Smith's PV55 from the last swatching series. That one's much redder and really, really strong. This one's a bit more delicate. And next we have ultramarine violet, which is PV15. I'm not really a fan of ultramarine violets, but this seems like a pretty good one. Seems quite highly pigmented and yeah, some nice granulation. And the final paint is Winsor Violet, which is PV23. I really like the Schminke and Daniel Smith PV23s from the previous two swatching series. And this one's beautiful too. Yeah, really nice. Okay, that's all of them swatched out, and here they are in daylight when completely dry. So what do you think of Winsor & Newton's range of reds and violets? I think a few of them could have done with a bit more pigment on the dot card, but I'd say overall, yeah, I'm quite impressed. I especially like the cadmiums. Do you use any of these paints? Do you have any particular favourites? And how do you think they compare to other brands? Let me know in the comments. And thank you very much for watching. I'll speak to you in the next video. Bye bye.